Hey Thrones fans, John here. Last night, wow. Just wow. The Game of Thrones Season 7 finale was full of awesome moments and even things that we did not expect would happen. This whole season started and ended with a bang, and the way it ended, we are preparing for a major collision for the next season. Now, since I am talking about the show, expect some major spoilers. You've been warned. So, if you have seen it, fine, let's talk about it. But, if you haven't, watch the show and go and catch up, and then come back to join in the discussion. So, let us begin. So what do I think about this season? Well, for the good aspect about this season, despite being a short one, is that I think it was a great follow-up to Season 6 after so many ordeals that occurred in all these events. And after a long summer, the words of House Stark have finally come true. Winter is here. Now, even though the Tyrells are gone, last year, Cersei did us a favor of getting rid of the High Sparrow. Seriously, he had to go. Stupid jerk. But although she is queen, she's still haunted by that prophecy she learned in her childhood about her 3 children, gold their crowns and their shrouds. So yes, 2 parts of her prophecy are complete. Although we all thought that Margaery was a younger and beautiful queen who would cast her down and take all she holds dear, hey, it could be Daenerys. But enough of Cersei. Back to Season 7. I also really enjoyed some of the battles between the Greyjoys, such as Yara and Theon against Euron's army. Euron Greyjoy became another character to hate, but of course, he is far more savage and far more worse than Ramsay Bolton himself. If you disagree, fine. But that's just me. However, it was kinda lame that we did not get to see what else happens for Ellaria and Tyenn Sand, but you probably know already what happens. As for Yara, I guess we shall see her fate next season. Touching moments in the season were the reunion of the Stark siblings. Although all the others are gone, these 3 will keep the family name alive. What's also really cool is how Bran is now the 3-eyed raven and can actually see the present and even travel to the past and learn certain truths about those close to him as well as enemies. Now, don't get me started on how Arya Stark took out the rest of the Freys. Whoa! For a moment I thought it was a flashback when I saw that, but dude, that was just awesome! I gotta give credit to Maisie Williams for her amazing performance. She was born to be Arya Stark. And that sparring session that she had with Brienne, oh Jesus Christ, that was just phenomenal and very well choreographed. You know what I'm saying? Sansa has evolved after all that crap she has been through and has learned in many ways on how to play the Game of Thrones. And last night's episode during that trial, she was just badass, and that took a lot of guts, what she did. And Arya too. And Bran. I really wasn't expecting that. Oh my god. Okay, so Daenerys taking part in many battles such as the ones against the Lannisters and the Tarlys were just spectacular, and for a moment I thought Bronn was going to kill Drogon, and we all thought Jaime was dead, but, well, Jesus Christ, you just got to see that, man. As for Viserion, oh brother, I got to say that things are going to get very freaking serious. You gotta admit though that the fight against the Whites was awesome in episode 6, and how the Hound was funny and badass all season as usual. Last night there were lots of reunions between friends and foes. What I liked is how Cersei was so stoic about the dragon, but with a White, that's when she freaked. Jon and Daenerys, what can I say? Still a better love story than Twilight or The Notebook. I hate The Notebook. Maybe you can tell. Theon Greyjoy might have had PTSD haunting him in the beginning, but last night he proved he had the nerve and the guts to fight. So we shall see what happens soon enough. So what I didn't like about this season, well, it was too short instead of the usual 10 episodes a season. But according to showrunners, they did this because as the story reaches the climax, every episode will be massive in scale. There's a physically finite amount of time that they can film each year. However, and gigantic action scenes on the scale of Hard Home take longer to film than a setup episode of mostly dialogue in interior sets like The Climb or The Gift. And finally, in conclusion, I have to say that Season 7 was phenomenal from start to finish, and as for the next season, what I can tell is that it's going to be the fight of the century and one of the most epic battles in the history of television. Everything was perfectly written and thought out that I'm just wowed. But my most favorite episodes are 4 and 6. These were the best. My final score for Game of Thrones Season 7 is a 10 out of 10. That is all, Thrones fans. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and support me on Patreon. This is John, host of Video Games and the World. Have a good one. Bye-bye.